Hello everyone! So I really fancy playing a zoo deck. I've not played a zoo deck for ages, and obviously a while back when I did my clearing the decks I did delete my Ebon Zoo deck, but I thought I'd make a new one from scratch, and kind of the idea behind it is to try and sort of buff up the creatures, and to give it some staying power I've put Journey to Sovngarde in there. I've also got a few early rally cards, and Arms Master, who's obviously a staple for me in red, so that I can buff up the animals a bit more. In the past, I have kind of relied upon the Pilfer support to do that, but I thought I'd take a different tack with this deck. And as with any good zoo, in addition to your animals, we've obviously got Shadowmere. We have got a few zookeepers. We've got Ungulum there to keep the animals under control to begin with. Obviously, you've got a few Spriggans in there too to sort of pad it out. Old Fluffy's there just to help buff the animals up. And he's just there to give me a bit of defence in between playing the animals. This fella hardly ever gets any love on ladder, so I thought I'd bring him out for let him have a good go at fighting my opponents. What else have we got in here? Obviously, you can't have an animal deck without Jackal, can you? It's got such a cute little growl. I'm sure the wild boar will get killed pretty quickly because people don't like the way it buffs. It can be pretty scary. Just put one blighted lit in purely because I don't want to take too much damage to my own face while I'm sort of going on the offensive. And I put it in there mainly because I like its teeth. I think it just looks hilarious. It's quite a funny looking creature, so I put it in there for a laugh. She's in here to add me some draw, although she can sometimes be a little bitch and give me like a prized chicken, which I always feel betrayed and a bit indignant when that happens. In the past, I've run like two Feasting Vultures, but I actually wanted to have a couple more Elder Gleams for draw, and obviously there's got to be room for Galen so that he can copy in either Necromancer to bring back Arms Master or potentially a Viper, preferably Arms Master to buff the animals some more so they can be a bit more hardy because most of them don't have much health. Again, he's there to help provide a bit of rally to get the animals a bit bigger, and also provide a much needed guard in case I'm up against somebody who is able to delay. There's a lot of control and greed on ladder, so chances are the animals aren't going to have staying power. Obviously, we've got our usual sort of animals in there, and we have got. Oh, is it stuck? Oh, why is that stuck? There we go. We've got Racketeer. She's there for removal. She's one of the zookeepers, and also she can give a creature lethal, so I can take out any problematic creature the opponent has. Garnag's in there as a zookeeper as well, and also partly the control. You can't have a deck these days without Garnag if you're going up against lots of Telvanni and Empire. Slaughterfish, I only put 2 in because that tends to get removed pretty pronto, but if I can get away with it, I will. Weirbat's in there just for a laugh, because I always affectionately call it Ruxan's Stalker. Whenever I used to play animal decks, we used to have an animal face-off in friendlies with Rux and friends, and he always used to get that Weirbat in his hand rather than as a prophecy, and he used to get so indignant about it. It just makes me laugh. Just one Viper, because I can bring that back if needed. I'm really hoping I can get a buff on this, because it's just so fun when it actually buffs itself and then it hits face on the opponent. Couple of Cliff Racers and Dune Ripper, and of course, Giant Snake! You can't have an animal deck without a Giant Snake, can you? I might swap out a Dune Ripper for Giant Snake, I'll see how it goes. And then I've got Greatwood Elder in there because I like the visual on it, if we're lucky enough to get it at the start. So final zookeepers, we've got Yoren, Elena and Cicero. I had to put in, I know he's not an animal technically speaking, but I really like Dread Clanifer. It makes me feel nostalgic back to the days when I was a newbie and I used to play him. I know he only ever gets played very occasionally, even at that, in Invade decks, but I just thought I was just sticking him in there, pretending he's like a dinosaur. I know he won't get procced by the Shadow Green Elder, but I just want him in there for a laugh, really. And again, Belly G. So we've got a few zookeepers just for a different stage of the game to keep an eye on the animals and keep them safe. Obviously, Razum for a bit of cheeky stealing from opponent's cards. And then our Shadow Gleam. Quite unusual for me not to have a deck that goes higher. Normally in Ebon colours I'd have a red Brahmin in there, but I'm going to make do without. My goodness, I won't even attempt to pronounce that person's in-game name. Let's get rid of that. That goat's probably going to whiff, but hey, we'll see. Probably not what they're expecting. Oh, look. Don't you dare have a shadow fen... Not shadow fen priest. What's the name of it? Hallowed death priest in those colours, matey. She is beautiful, isn't she? But I wouldn't really want her this early.
Bright moons light.
They're probably expecting Ebon Slay rather than Ebon Zoo, but let's see what their reaction is to this.
Greetings.
Oh my goodness, it actually drew something. I think I'll get that out next. The bleating it makes, it's so funny. I'll put that out next. That should give them something to worry about. I'll have to choose which they want to move, that or that. Oh, they're going to get rid of that anyway. Okay. Do I go for that? It'll probably be eat a javelin, so. But let's go with that instead. I think buff a few things up. Hopefully, cliff racer. Nope, actually the slaughterfish. Oh well. Takes that out crushing blow range, doesn't it?
Go on, try to hit this one.
Okay. They're not keen on it, are they? Look at that. So we've got this. To keep buffing things. I think I'd put that out next because that will concern them. Oh, they don't like it. Okay, in that case I'll trade because I don't want them to actually...
Here's how it's done.
So I've got that for control to get any drain. I've got that as well. They don't like it. She's a headache on that. That's kind of funny. Right.
Here's how it's done.
4. Can't quite do both, can I?
If I fall, will claim me.
Can do that and that next. Oh, they could Dawn's Wrath. I'll have to be a bit careful. They don't like it. I think that might be going to eat a javelin in a minute. I think it does buff itself.
At the ready.
Speak.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, I think that's going to give that +2, so that's 5.
Chaos take you. Here's how it's done.
I'm going to have to get that out just purely for a laugh. Look at that. That's funny. If they put any drain on the board, obviously I have to be mindful of rage.
Should help.
Okay. That can go 5, yeah, that's good.
It is too late for peace. We fight for the freedom of us all.
Here's how it's done.
Don't be drained, don't be drained, don't be drained. I'm gonna get rid of Yoren. I don't like that.
This should help.
Yeah, I gotta get rid of my
You can.
sanctuary pet, that's fine. I'm gonna have to get that Kaguti thing out, just for laughs.
We will protect the Emperor or die.
Okay, so they've got their drain girl there then, haven't they? Just gonna put that just so it gets on the board.
This one, thanks. Victory is yours.
I just had to get that out on the board. He never sees any love, does he? Goodness, is there a play X number of games with Redoran today, is there? Just wondering about the daily quests. Okay, I think that's reasonable, I'll keep that. Maybe I'll put that out before that, because then I could potentially, mind you, that could be eaten execute, which would be useful, wouldn't it?
It has been an engaging hunt.
There's only so much that
Wrong, click the wrong
can
thing.
allow.
Bright moons light your path.
That could also eat and execute, but we'll see. That might be better to put out purely to. Oh, is it going to be orc? I've seen orc conscription
My
before.
family has endured enough.
That's handy. That takes that out of execute range. They're obviously going to trade. You don't leave a rally creature on board any longer than you need to. I'd expect them to trade anyway.
We fight as one.
Oh, they're not. Okay, in that case, I'm definitely going to be putting that out. I was going to move out to the field lane, but I'll wait a while. Ideally, I get the buff on that until it is out of execute range, but we'll see. He probably thinks I'm just a normal sort of deck at the moment. I suppose the most magic efficient is to do that, but I could do these two as well.
I serve the house.
Oh, juicy. Good.
Kill them all.
That's okay. In that case,
Death before dishonor.
in fact,
Awaiting
that's
your
probably the most magic efficient. I've got some more rally there when they get rid of that, because they're going to have to trade if they're sensible. Luckily, that only gets the buff on its hit power, doesn't get it on its health, does it? Oh, who's watching? Is it Big Hein? Hello, Big Hein! That's still going to die, matey. Going to get my rally guy, aren't you? You're not going to be too bothered about the hog, I hope. Maybe they are.
live to serve.
They're going to go face, are we? Or are you going to be a bit disappointed in a minute then? That's okay. I've got something for that. Let's have a think. I could do... No, let's have a think. Yeah, I think I'll get rid of that.
Death before dishonor.
Actually, that seems a waste. Why don't I set up... that.
There's only so much that honor can allow.
One of those I can put lethal on in a minute. I do love her. Look, you know the hog is going to move over in a minute.
Been too long since I've embraced
It's an
my
interesting
rage.
choice that they're playing orcs with this combo, aren't they?
My family has endured enough.
Actually, I hold that in case they get something.
And now for a practical demonstration.
What do you have we? I'm going to go for the rally guys, surely. They probably got the charge orc there. I have to kind of expect that. Got a nice belly G waiting for anything problematic. Okay, whatever they're going to buff up can get chucked back next round. You're going to kill my sanctuary pet. Or my hog. I think you're going to kill the hog then, aren't you? Because you can't leave that to buff. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Fair enough. That's fine, I'll get rid of that then. Giant snake! I've got to shout it out. I'm going to keep her as my surprise card. For whatever big thing they put down. Hehe. Yeah.
There is always a blood price.
Okay.
Stand together, orcs.
They're going to be a tad disappointed in a minute then, aren't they? Giant snake! I might just put her... Or do I put her out? No, I need to keep that as... just in case. I could also use that, but I'd rather have the element of surprise there.
The battle shall be
Gonna
ours.
kill my Spriggan. Gonna kill that as well, are we?
They will pay the blood price. By the first war.
That must have hurt, doesn't it? Right, I know what I'm doing here. Right. Yes, I can.
This one offers something tasty.
Rise, my servant.
No.
It's a good day
I was about to get Arms Master, but they didn't like it, funnily enough.